You know, they say that everything must come to an end, and today that would be strip number 10 of the Scrappy blanket. So grab your beverage, perhaps a project or a snack, and settle in to see how this last strip turns out. Hello and welcome to or back to Miss Craftslott's Lair. I am Barbie, the resident multi-crafter, and on this channel I generally tend to stick to crochet, knitting, and sewing, although there are other things that might get dribbled into this channel here and there. So if that is something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here along on this ride with me. Today, I have strip number 10 of the Scrappy blanket, which means this is the last roll for color when it comes to this blanket. As I had said, roll for color. If you have watched more episodes of this particular series, I am sorry. I am going to go over the fine details really quick one last time. I know I sound like a broken record. To me, I think I sound like a broken record. So I am going to try to make this as quick as possible for this final strip. If you have not watched any of the other previous episodes of this particular series, feel free to go ahead and check out the playlist that I have associated at the end of this video with this particular video as far as goes on to with this blanket, to see if there's more information that I might be leaving out of this number 10 strip. However, really quick roll for color. I am using 3 dice, the D20, D10, and then D4 for the colors respectively, their numbers of colors respectively. G hook. I am also marking each one of these strips with a different color stitch marker because I have a million and I can do that. Also, for this particular blanket, I am using the moss stitch, so I will go over that real fast with you, and then I will get to rolling. So the moss stitch, and I have that off screen on my computer screen here. So real fast to go over the moss stitch. I'm using the moss stitch. I chain 20 stitches and then I single crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. And I am going to then chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next. That gets me 9 single crochets. I have been saying it gives me 8 spaces, which technically I think it actually gives me 9 spaces. Each row is going to have 9 single crochets worked and spaces in between. There are going to be 20 different colors of scrap yarn in this particular blanket. I will show you that color scheme. Now, if you have watched other videos, you're going to notice that there might be a slight variation in the camera quality for this shot. My other camera decided to break, so I had to bring in an older camera. Hopefully my husband can figure out what's wrong with it. However, here is that particular palette of colors. For that as well, each color that you see in that palette is going to be getting 8 rows per color. 2 rows of cream go in between. Now, when it comes to the other 9 strips, I did chase down each strip with a beige, one of 3 beiges. However, this particular strip is not going to be getting that this time because it is going to be the end of the blanket, and we're going to be, or I am going to be putting a border around the entire blanket once it's all stitched together. So that is why that looks the way it's going to look. Anywho, so with all of this being said, I think I have covered all of the information. If I did not, like I said, there are other videos that I touch the information on this particular blanket, and I want to get started on this last blanket. Oh, that's what I'm missing, the dice. So I'm using the D20, D10, and D4. So the D20 is used 10 times, gets me down to the 10 remaining colors. And so I don't continue rolling the D20 over and over and over again. I then switch over to the D10. The D10 is used until I have 4 colors left. Bring in the D4. The D4 is then you rolled a total of 3 times. So 2 times is going to be the actual color. That third roll is an even odd for the last 2 colors that are left, partially because of the fact that I just didn't want to bring out a coin. That's why. So let's get to rolling, because I want to see how this comes up, and I would much like to have this strip kind of done, even though it is kind of bittersweet for this particular strip to be being worked on. So shall we? And I am using my yarn bowl to catch this dice, this die. Anyway, so first roll, that is not the D20, that is the D10. Let's try that again. So the color to start us off with is 4. Okay, next color, color number 2 is 20. All right, 2 colors down, third roll. 5. Roll number 4. 14. So let's see what we got. 15. Color number 6. 10. Roll 7. 16. Roll number 8. And we have 9. Roll 9. 6. Now we are on to the 10th roll. It is the last roll for the D20 for this blanket. So let's see what we've got. 5, which we've already done. 11. This is the opportunity that I take to go and get the next color, which would have been 11. I grab that, I rearrange the remaining colors to then be easier to roll for the D10. Color number 10 is all done. I am going to go run an errand. I might be back to finish this strip tonight, might be tomorrow. I don't know. Either way, it is going to be a blink of an eye for you. I have returned from errands. As you can tell by the dress, by the garb, I am still on same day, so we're doing good. Anyway, we are on to the D10. Time to get rolling for the first roll of the D10. That would be a 2. Okay, that's done. Next roll. 6. This is the one color probably that I'm most worried about running out of in the midst of my stitching. So just in case, I do have a navy blue to finish off this particular section with, just in case. So I think it's going to be close. But then again, all the other times that I've said that I think it's going to be close in this blanket, and I've made it. So let's try it. Aha! Womp womp. 2, 4, 6. So I got 6 of the 8 rows done. So I'm going to bring in the navy blue and finish this segment out. Next roll. 7. 6. Already done. 10. 5. Last roll of the D10 for this blanket. 6. Okay, apparently second to last roll. 8. Again, have a slight ball of yarn. Still have the navy blue that I'm going to throw in. If I run out, we shall see. Yay! I have done it, and I have a tail. So, yay! Cream, and then it is on to the D4. I am down to the D4. Going over this again really quick because I can't remember if I did this before, and if I did, it's going to be in here anyway, so yay. D4. I'm going to roll it a total of 3 times. So I'm going to roll it for the first color, do that, roll it for the second color, do that, and then it turns even and odd. The 2 remaining yarns I am going to give even odd tags to, and then I'm going to roll it again if the number is even. Of course, the even yarn gets it. If it is odd, the odd yarn gets it. So the first roll for the D4 is 3. Next roll. That's a 3. Already did it. 2. I am now down to just 2 colors. I will show you those colors here. The red mix is going to be the odd, and the even is going to be the pink. So let's see which one we have. I am going to grab both of them, or in this case, all of them, because I have 2 of the pinks. So let's see what we got. Odd. Red done. On to the pink, 8 rows, and I will be back to show you what it looks like. And here is strip number 10, all done. Okay, so that is strip number 10 all done. The next time you see me with this particular blanket, I will be seaming up the strips and adding the border. So I hope that you liked this series so far, and if you did, please consider subscribing, as well as liking, commenting, and all of that jazz to get this sent forth through the algorithms. Until next time, bye!